Hello, hi everybody, happy Friday. Okay, so I read a really good book last night, and it's called Dark Psychology. It's about dark psychology. Okay, so what is dark psychology? All right, generally accepted dark psychology definition sees it as a study of people's use of manipulation and persuasion to achieve their goals. It is a controversial field as it can be used for both good and evil. However, there is no denying that dark psychology can be a powerful tool for those who know how to use it. Right? We should have all kinds of things in our tool belt, guys. Possibly everybody's not under demonic possession and they're not all karmic. Possibly they just know dark psychology. Okay, so at its core, dark psychology is about understanding and exploiting the weaknesses of human psychology by understanding how people think and feel. Practitioners of dark psychology can easily manipulate others into doing what they want. This can be used for any number of purposes, from getting someone to buy a product that they don't need, to convincing them to commit a crime. Oh my goodness. Yes, this can happen to you guys. You don't know what it is, right? While dark psychology can be used for nefarious purposes, some use it for more positive ends. For example, therapists may use dark psychology techniques to help patients overcome their fears and phobias. Um, their fears and phobias. In other cases, police officers can use dark psychology tricks to get confessions from criminals. Exactly. See, like, you don't realize it's like from the moment, like, people don't even know their rights. Like, if you looked at the laws, you'd be surprised how often, our rights are, like, violated simply just because we don't know the law and we don't know, citizens. And are we citizens? Are we, nationalists? Like, what are we, right? Okay, so what are we prescribing to? We don't know, right? We're all just dummies, right? Especially the people that know dark psychology. Okay, so the dark psychology triad. The dark psychology triad is a group of three personality traits, often found together in individuals who exhibit manipulation, callousness, and lack of empathy or sympathy. While all three traits are frequently encountered in one individual, they can also exist independently of one another's one can they can exist independently of one another's individual then that's period independently of one another's. Individuals with any combination of these traits can be fear, fearless and should be avoided. So anybody with one of these three, it should be avoided if you are a narcissist. Narcissism is a personality disorder characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance and a preoccupation with oneself. Now that I could say that to most people creating content on YouTube, and including myself at times, I'm sure I've seemed this way to many people. It just depends on what, how you see things, right? So yeah, infinite sense of okay. Personality disordered by an inflated sense of self-importance and preoccupation with oneself. Narcissistic people tend to view others merely as extensions of themselves, and they may be overly focused on their achievements or appearances. In addition, they often have unrealistic expectations of others, demanding that everyone devote their attention to them and recognize that they're worth at all times. That, yeah, I mean, there's that, I'm sure. But that can also be like, you can manipulate anything, right? You can come up with all kinds of stuff. While narcissism can be a serious issue, most people possess certain narcissistic traits after all. Believing in one's own abilities and celebrating one's own successes is perfectly healthy. However, those who struggle with toxic levels of narcissism may need professional help to work through these issues. Luckily, treatment for narcissism can be effective if sought early on. Okay, then there's Machiavellianism. Machiavellianism is an essential idea in psychology. It refers to a set of personality traits believed to be associated with maladaptive and deceptive behaviors, as well as reverse psychology concepts. Okay. According to the psychoanalytics perspective, Machiavellianism can be taught as a defense mechanism used by individuals who feel um, insecure or vulnerable. They use these manipulative behaviors to protect themselves from perceived threats or attacks. However, from a more modern perspective, Machiavellianism is seen as a largely determined set of personality characteristics that arise from a combination of biological factors and social experience. Okay, like I said, we're all going to see this a little bit different here. Regardless of its origin, studies have shown that Machiavellianism is often linked to adverse outcomes such as anger, distrust, and strife within social relationships. I've seen that a lot in the spiritual community. Thus, while it may not be possible to eliminate these traits, influence in our behavior, we can still take steps to minimize its harmful effects in our lives. Right? Because if you're the more you think everyone's against you, then the more you're gonna feel like people are against you, right? And then in reality, you're gonna find that people are against you. Right? So yeah, here we go. Psychopathy. Psychopathy is a mental disorder characterized by a lack of empathy and remorse, as well as antisocial behaviors such as manipulation and deceit. Individuals with psychopathy often have high degrees of charm. Oh, this must be me. And charisma. Yes, they do. And they're very likable, which can draw people in and make them easy targets. Totally, that's me. I've totally been an easy target. But I didn't know about dark psychology, so you never know. Now I'll be aware. While psychopathy is often associated with violent behavior, not all psychopaths are criminals. Some may function relatively well in society, although they may still struggle with personal relationships. Psychopathy is believed to be caused by a combination of genetic factors and early childhood experiences. There is no cure for psychopathy, but some treatments may help manage its symptoms. Okay, so this could be something that some people are dealing with in the community, that they've attacked you, or they've shunned you, or you felt shunned, or whatever. And literally, like, that's fine, but like, as humans, I like to know why. I'm like, well, why? Like, why would they do that? Like, that makes no sense. Like, they didn't, but like, this kind of makes sense, right? So there's those different disorders, right? And then who uses dark psychology and manipulates tactics? So who does this, right? Who uses it? Dark psychology and manipulation tactics are often used by people in positions of power to control those around them. Okay? I just got into the spiritual community, so I'm definitely not a person of power, but okay, so this could have been used on you if you've gone through this. So read about this. This is from Seed Scientific, but there is a book about dark psychology. I thought it was called Dark Psychology, but there is a book. I just read it last night. I don't see it here. For example, a politician may use dark psychology to manipulate media into presenting them favorably. Yes. Anyone can do this, because I've been under attack by somebody, and they, if anything, they came towards me. So I don't know like what their whole issue is, but like they've maybe slandered my name or whatever. It hasn't caused any financial. Here's my testimony. I have not reported their channel. I don't report channels. I've never reported a channel. I've never done any of that stuff. I've never like done anything like that. I'm not like stalking people to try to get them like shut down and stuff like that. Like, not at all. Like, so, but you have to be your own judgment. Like, if you're going to think that way, like, at least know this, because this may be the way that these people are thinking, right? Or they may feel like they're a victim of this or whatever, but this is just information. So check it out. Read that book. It's a really good book. It's not too long either. A salesperson uses manipulation tactics to convince potential customers to purchase a product they may not need. A boss may use dark psychology to control other employees and keep them in line. These are all examples of people who may use dark psychology tactics, but it is essential to remember that anyone can be a target of these techniques. Exactly. And while many consider dark psychology as manipulation completely immoral, certain professions use these tactics for good. Example: law enforcement officers often use dark psychology to get information from criminals. Psychologists also use dark psychology to understand the human mind and help people overcome their challenges. Okay, folks? Everyone can benefit from learning dark psychology by understanding how these techniques work. You can better defend yourself against them. Exactly. And if you ever find yourself in a position where you need to use these techniques, you can. But be sure you're using them for good. That's funny. Like people use their spiritual gifts for bad too, right? Like sometimes like people they know how to shapeshift, or they know how to scry and look into your room. They know how to like like they know how to like enter your dreams and all kinds of stuff. And usually, I mean, I always thought like I don't know because I'm new at this stuff, but like witches do this, I guess, like warlocks, witches, people that practice like dark magic or like root work and all this stuff. Like I'm new to this, so I'm just saying. But like that's what I'm thinking. But don't put it past like it could be the person, the tarot reader in your spiritual community, or like it could be anybody, right? So it's all important that we educate ourselves. In social interactions, at its core, dark psychology refers to the darker aspects of a human nature, such as did I already read this? Oh yeah. Oh no, I didn't read this. Manipulation, deception, and guilt tripping. These behaviors manifest themselves in different ways in interpersonal relationships. For example, some may use underhanded tactics or deceptive strategies to sabotage their competitors in business settings. Alternatively, someone might become overly aggressive or angry during an argument with a romantic partner or a family member. In dating, there are many ways to use the principles of dark psychology in dating, but at its core, the goal is always the same. Either through love, denial, gaslighting, or some other technique, the primary purpose is getting what you want from your romantic interactions. One's effective methods for cultivating a sense of power and control over your target, manipulating their emotions. Okay, you guys, so like possibly all these people aren't dark witches and they're not all evil and demonic. Possibly they just know dark psychology. Okay, so I guess I'm going to even be careful with the labels that how I label people, because I've been guilty of it too. And yeah, so read this. It's really, really good. They talk about wartime and how it's been used throughout history, the dangers of using. So what are the dangers of using dark psychology? While some may argue that practices is increasingly unethical, some see no harm in using dark psychology for their own benefit. However, many fail to realize that dark psychology comes with a myriad of dangers, from psychological and emotional manipulation to identity theft and physical crime. So these are also things that they could be using this to do. So, but being aware of it is gonna definitely help you navigate through this place called the World Wide Web. If you're a content creator, like this is probably a really good book for you to read, so look into it. That was just a briefing. I thought that might be helpful for you tonight, especially with the witchcraft going on. Guys, just raise your vibration, stay prayed up, and know what dark psychology is all about.